Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. I am back again with one more video, and the topic for our discussion today is IndusInd Bank Limited. So the stock as we speak is down about 9 to 10%. What is the reason for this fall, and whether it is the right time for you to invest or you should just wait on the sides or liquidate your existing investment? I am going to give you these pointers. Alright, before we begin the actual video, let me give you a little bit of introduction about the bank. The bank was formed in the year 1994 by Shri S.P. Hinduja. The Hinduja group needs no introduction. The bank has a wide network of about 5,500 branches. It has a very good fundamental ratios like CASA ratio, profitability ratios like net interest margin, and capital adequacy ratios. They are known in the market for their exposure to the vehicle financing business or the auto business. Okay, now 27% of their loan book comes from the vehicle financing business. That's a very significant number, and please note this number because we are going to refer to this number in the later part of the video. All right, if I talk about the returns the stock has generated, then between 2008 and 2018 the stock has moved from rupees 70 to rupees 2000. All right, and finally, in the introductory part, I wish to highlight that Bharat Financial Inclusion Limited is a microfinance institution which was merged with IndusInd Bank in the month of July 2019. What is the reason why IndusInd Bank stock has been volatile since the year 2018? Right? I told you that from 2008 to 2018, the stock has been a huge value creator. It has been a huge multi-bagger. Then what has happened after the year 2018? Let me talk a little bit about something called as NPA Divergence. So, what is NPA Divergence? Every bank comes out with a number for their non-performing asset. Okay, let's say I am a bank. I have given loan to one of the viewers. He or she is not able to repay that loan back to me, who is a bank. In that case, what I do is at the end of every quarter, I say that, okay, my bank's non-performing assets are so and so. Right? So let's say my bank says that our non-performing assets are rupees 100 crores. However, what happens is the Reserve Bank of India, who is the regulator for banking business in India, they come out with their independent estimate of how much the non-performing assets of all banks are. Okay. So if I say my NPAs or non-performing assets are 100 crores, but the RBI says that no, your NPAs are 130 crores, then what we are having is a divergence which is of 30 crore rupees. We call it as NPA divergence. How is it relevant here? Because in the case of IndusInd Bank, for the year 2016-2017, that is FY 2017, there was an NPA divergence of 1350 crore rupees. Now that is a significant amount of number. Okay, so what essentially happened is in April 2018, the market came to know about the NPA divergence. Okay, and the number was a number to be taken seriously. Right. After that, if you look at the chart for IndusInd Bank, the stock price has been correcting and it has been volatile. Okay, why does the market take NPA divergence so seriously? That is a question. Banking is a business of trust. And when the management is saying that the NPAs are X, but the RBI says that no, NPAs are, let's say, are more than X, then investors tend to lose confidence in the management. Because please understand that banking is a risky business. And in a risky business, the trust between shareholders and management is extremely, extremely important. The moment investors realize that the trust is getting shaky and the management has stopped being transparent, or they have started hiding things, then you witness what you have witnessed in the case of IndusInd Bank. And at this point, I also want to highlight that the troubles for Yes Bank, they started in a similar way, because there was a big NPA divergence in the case of Yes Bank as well. Okay, I am not saying that IndusInd Bank is a next Yes Bank. Do not jump the guns. We are going to talk about more pointers which will help you make a decision about what to do with IndusInd Bank now. The second important point to be taken a note of is that in the year 2020, in the month of March, Mr. Ramesh Sopti, he retired from the position of Chief Executive Officer. Alright. Now, the role of Mr. Ramesh Sopti in the rise of IndusInd Bank was very crucial. Okay. So, getting the stock from rupees 70 to rupees 2000 in the 10 years period, it was a huge wealth creator for investors, and a lot of this credit goes to Mr. Ramesh Sopti. Okay, so you can imagine how much integral Mr. Ramesh Sopti was for the bank, and suddenly in the month of March 2020 he retires and a new CEO comes in. All this is coincided by the lockdowns which were imposed in the month of March 2020. Okay, so from March to October 2020, the business activity in most of the sectors was low because of the lockdown, the fear. All right, the government was saying that okay, stop production. Lots of things happened. Okay, and all this happened for IndusInd Bank when the position of CEO was occupied by a new person. Okay, so you can imagine the kind of pressure the management would have been under in those months. Now, right, what I wish to highlight your attention to is the credit appraisal standards for IndusInd Bank were probably not up to the mark in the last couple of years. Why do I say that? Because the bank had exposure to many troubled businesses in the last couple of years. Alright, they had exposure to DHFL, they had exposure to Indiabulls Housing Finance, they had exposure to Vodafone Idea, they had exposure to ILNFS, alright, and they had exposure to the Reliance Group. So what is common between all these companies or all these groups is that there have been financial troubles in these groups or companies. Okay. So as a bank, was IndusInd Bank not aware about the problems in these companies, or they overlooked it? Okay. This is a question to be answered. Okay. However, this factor of lending to troubled businesses has been one of the factors because of which investors have kind of lost their trust in the management. Okay, so when I spoke about NPA Divergence, I told you how important trust is in the business of banking. Okay, and when the investors see that this bank has a reputation of lending to bad businesses, the trust all the more becomes shaky. So what is the reason now for the fall? Because the reasons that we have spoken about till now are historical reasons. So what is wrong now? To tell you that, let me explain you the concept of loan evergreening. So, what is loan evergreening? Let us say there is a borrower and I am the bank. Alright, there is a borrower, Mr. ABC. He comes to me and says that I cannot refund your installments or I cannot repay your loan. Okay? Then suddenly, as a bank, what happens to me is I say that, oh, if he doesn't repay my loan, my non-performing assets will go up. Alright, and my stock price will come down. Alright, because at the end of the day, the management is answerable to investors and they have to ensure that the stock price keeps going up. Okay, so if something like COVID happens, how does the management tackle it? Because if they disclose the true amount, if they disclose the true NPAs or the right amount of NPAs in the first go, there will be panic. Alright, so as a bank, I say to Mr. ABC that, look, you don't worry, I will give you a fresh loan. And with that loan, you repay me the earlier loan. Okay. Let us say I had given a loan of rupees 1 lakh to Mr. ABC. Okay. He says that I don't have money, I lost my job. Okay. I cannot pay you back. I tell him that, why do you worry? I'll give you 1 more lakh rupee. With that 1 lakh rupee, you keep paying me 10,000 rupees every month or whatever the EMI is. Okay. He says that fine. He accepts that loan happily. So what has happened in this case is we are moving in a circle. The first loan was given, the borrower was paying the EMIs, then there was some problem, he stopped paying the EMI, then I have given him another set of loan or another loan. Okay, so we are moving in a circle. This is nothing but is called as loan evergreening. Now, how is this concept relevant to our discussion? So, there has been a whistleblower complaint in the case of IndusInd Bank which says that Bharat Financial Inclusion Limited, which is the microfinance business of IndusInd Bank, they have been engaged in the activity of evergreening of loans. Now, how much true this particular allegation is, I'm not judging it at the point. Okay, Through this video, what I'm doing is I'm giving you historical pointers about the bank which will help you make a decision. Alright. So what is the bank saying about these allegations? Of course, you cannot expect the management to say that, oh yes, these allegations are right. No bank will do that, or no company will do that. It is a job of the management to defend whether whatever they are defending is right or wrong. This the market will know only after a couple of months or maybe years. Alright. So the management is very clearly saying that we have a good practice, we have a good track record, and we have a good risk management framework in place. And whatever allegations the whistleblower is saying, these are completely baseless, which is completely acceptable. The management must say something like this. So how big is this problem? The problem of evergreening. Alright. So the total loan book for IndusInd Bank is about 2.2 lakh crore rupees or rupees 2.2 trillion, and the total exposure to the microfinance business is about 13%. So 13% of 2.2 lakh crore, that comes to approximately 28,600 crore rupees. Alright. I'm not saying that 28,600 crore rupees, the entire book has problem. However, as per the whistleblower, if the allegations are right, I'm using the word if, then this book of 28,600 crore, a part of it could have some problems. So the size of the book that is being spoken about is significant. So if I have to summarize about the problems that IndusInd Bank has faced in the last couple of years, so 2018 April month saw the NPA Divergence issue. August 2018 saw the ILNFS problem. Then we had a slowdown in the auto sector, because of which their significant part of their loan book was in a trouble. Then Mr. Sopti retired in the month of March 2020. There were COVID related problems. And finally, in the month of November 2021, we are now staring at the case or issue of loan evergreening. Okay. So this bank has been in news for all the wrong reasons. Okay. And the common element for all the wrong reasons is lack of trust in the management. It is clearly evident from the investor behavior that trust is on a shaky note. And like I told you earlier, in the business of banking, trust is the most important element. So what do you do now? If you're holding the company, should you sell? Should you add more? Or should you wait? If I have to give my opinion, I am waiting for the management to speak and assure the investors that going ahead, transparency will be maintained the way it was in the late 2000s or the early 2010s. So 2011, 2012, I've shown you how IndusInd Bank performed. Alright. That element of assurance from the management is missing according to me. Till that happens, I would like to sit on the fence and watch the show. Alright. However, like I told you, this is not a recommendation. You please do your due diligence before making any decision about your hard-earned money. Thank you very much. If you like the video, do press the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.